I really feel like I am helping do something for this country.
When you get down to it, it's very, very simple. This is all about us.
Hi, I'm Brian Bradshaw. I'm here with Boone Pickens, part of an ongoing series of videos about the current state of the energy markets. Boone, today I thought we would talk a little bit about something I doubt many people have focused on or understand. Let's start with the Trans-Alaska Pipeline system.
That came on in '77 at a cost of $10 billion. If you did that today, it would be $50 or $100 billion, something horrendous. Production started million barrels a day, built up in '88, and peaked at 2,100,000 barrels a day. Now, that's all the line will carry. It was maxed out at that point. Since then, it has declined now to 500, 600,000 barrels a day. So then there'll be a point, I don't know exactly where it is because it hasn't been identified yet, but somewhere 300, 400,000 barrels a day, this is going to be very, very difficult to move the oil. So what you need to do is to replenish on the entry point up at Dead Horse, start putting oil in up there. We don't have the oil production now because we haven't opened up the federal lands in ANWR, the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. Okay, we've had plenty of time to see this is a pristine property and talk about people going to visit it. I'd like to see how many people went to ANWR last year. Now, the haul road is the way you get there. The haul road starts at Fairbanks and goes to Dead Horse. I've driven that haul road, and I can tell you, I only want to drive it one time. You don't get on the blacktop till you're 100 miles north of Fairbanks. The rest of it is gravel. So it's expensive to drive. You're going to tear up tires on it, and it's not many people go up there to look at ANWR. It's the Arctic coastal plain. Doesn't have any trees on it. It's just plains country coming off the Brooks Range. And so it's time to open up ANWR.
When you say if we don't replenish the line, we run the risk of losing it, can you explain what you mean by that?
Yeah, once the line goes down, that it will be hard to start up again. I think the line will deteriorate quickly. So it's an expensive line to operate. It's above ground, and because of permafrost, well, you have it above ground, and you have to heat it. And that pipeline is 800 miles in length, and it needs to be, somebody in Washington needs to look at this asset that we have in the United States and protect it, and the only way you can protect it is to produce it. So get the oil out of ANWR and start to produce it down the line to Valdez.
So when people are saying we need to open up more federal lands, you're in agreement with that?
Absolutely in agreement with it, sure. That's assets the country has. Know this, the oil's been there for 200 million years. So it's not going to spoil, it isn't going to go away. It's going to be there when we want it, but we want it now. Now's the time to get oil going back through the Alaska Pipeline and preserve that, produce oil in Alaska. It'd be great revenues for the country. That's all federal lands up there. So it's it should be done. It should be done now.
I mean, we need to produce the oil. I agree. What is it? I guess what does it really accomplish for us?
Well, we're still importing half of the oil we produce in the United States. So we're importing about 9 million barrels a day, and so that would be another. It's about 500,000 barrels coming down that line today. You could build it back up to 2 million barrels a day. That's all you can get out of Alaska, is 2 million barrels a day. So pick up that other 1.5 million barrels, reduce your imports, and trade imbalance goes down, of course, when you do that. And because 2/3 of our trade imbalance is the importing of oil.
Of course, if there are disturbances in the oil markets around the world, if the price spikes, something like that, it doesn't really protect you from that.
No, the oil price is a global price, is about where you come out. And so it would not protect you. The only way you're going to protect yourself from price is you've got to introduce another fuel into the mix, which is natural gas will go to heavy duty, to the locomotives, and to the ships, is the way it goes.